Hey guys, it's Ivan. With E3 just around the corner, there are plenty of things to speculate. Nintendo, however, has had quite a bit of a dry spell recently, with only announcements and sneak peeks of the next big games, and rumors of a new version of the Switch. Still, fans are eagerly waiting to see what Nintendo is bringing to the table this year. With the newly announced Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational and both the Splatoon 2 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World Championships happening that same week, there is no doubt Nintendo is making a splash this year. From that, however, we can definitely expect to see the new reveal of the next Smash Bros. Character. Leading up to the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the motto had been "Everyone is here," and we saw the return of every single character that's ever been on the Smash roster. Totaling 74 characters currently and at least 4 more confirmed character slots, a storm of fan wishes and concepts have surfaced as they always do when a new Smash Bros. Comes around. From nostalgic characters that we hold dearly to our childhoods, to brand new faces that lead the rise of new generation of gamers, there is no doubt plenty of options that would make great additions. We've all grown up with games that mean a lot to us, and to this day gamers are still experiencing classics for the first time ever. On top of that, we are seeing new games being released that are constantly raising the bar that truly sets the standard for the next big game. That being said, I can easily handpick a few characters I would like to see join the roster in Smash Ultimate. But first, some honorable mentions. There is no way of telling who may be next, nor is there any way of telling who they are even considering. But any who is given the assist trophy treatment is a good way of telling who probably won't be added to the main roster. The first of these deconfirmed characters had been my number one choice for a new character well before release. As quickly as I jumped on that hype train, Nintendo crushed my dreams in the very first trailer when Shovel Knight was shown as an assist trophy. Shovel Knight is a series that took us back to the 8-bit era with its colorfully and pixely designed levels as well as its 2D platforming. The game was epic and fun, and I would have loved to see Shovel Knight represented in Smash. Next assist trophy on this list is Zero from the Mega Man series. He's like Mega Man's cooler older brother that we first see saving us in Mega Man X. Not only does he return in every single Mega Man X game, we got 4 Game Boy Advance games in his name, the Mega Man Zero series. Not only does he look cool, he definitely packs a punch with his many abilities and weapons, which would have made an awesome addition to the roster. The last of the characters stuck in purgatory that is being an assist trophy has been there since the first appearance of assist trophies. Waluigi has appeared since Brawl, and most recently fans have been asking Nintendo to finally include him to the main roster, until he was deconfirmed when it showed him as an assist trophy. Ultimately, I haven't mentioned here because it would be amazing to see what the community can accomplish by simply showing Nintendo how much they really want to see Waluigi added to the roster. And seeing Nintendo do this would be the ultimate fan service. The original 3D platforming duo, Banjo and Kazooie, has had such an impact that new games are constantly trying to capture the same fun, colorful, and quirky gameplay that has proved itself a standard for 3D platforming. You think Banjo-Kazooie, you think about the glory that was the 64-bit era as well as Nintendo's close relationship with Microsoft. Not only that, but their moveset is probably the easiest to come up with since they have so many abilities in their own game. If this list would have been any longer, they definitely would have made it on there as one of the top characters I would want to see in Smash. In the past year, the gaming community saw the rise of a brand new generation of gamers spawning from a younger demographic. With merchandise, gameplay, and support for its own competitive scene, there is no doubt Fortnite is the biggest game yet of this current generation. Now, hear me out. All memes aside, this would be the most ambitious crossover all year. It's even possible we could see a few familiar faces appear over in the world of Fortnite. This would be perfect to expose the younger generation to the world of Smash, and not just cater purely to gamer nostalgia. All in all, Fortnite is chock full of fun gadgets and gizmos that could easily make up a moveset. I know that was a bit of a lengthy honorable mentions list, but that just goes to show how many options even one person can come up with. Without further ado, here are my top 5 characters I would like to see come to Smash Bros. Starting things off as number 5 on this list is the Knight from Hollow Knight. As one of my favorite games I've played in recent years, there was no way I wouldn't put something to represent such a fantastic game on this list. The game was brutal in difficulty but absolutely beautiful. Its art style was gorgeous as it showed us completely different scenery in each different parts of the Hollow Nest. and would make for an absolutely gorgeous new addition to the stage list. The knight is a silent warrior but has proved to be very versatile in the many abilities he acquires throughout his journey. Although his main weapon is a sword-like blade called a nail, and knowing there is by no means a shortage of sword characters in Smash, the gameplay is very unique and I can see it translate very well into Smash. There is no doubt a Hollow Knight representative will make a good indie icon, as its very unique art style and setting truly captures the creative and imaginative minds of independent game developers. Next on the list is a more familiar face coming from franchise from a hugely established and massive fandom that is the Sonic games. Tails had been my favorite character from Sonic since I was a little boy due to his adorable design and his galaxy-sized brain that proves him to be very handy with machinery. Tails has been Sonic's main partner and best friend since the franchise's second installment, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I believe his cutesy design and ability to be very handy with countless gadgets would be a very welcome in the game like Smash Bros. Although there are some that will disagree with which other Sonic character deserves a spot more, I believe none are as iconic as Sonic's sidekick for over 16 years. There is no absence of Pokemon representation in Smash, but what the roster is missing is a fully evolved grass starter. What other choice would be as perfect as the forest Pokemon Sceptile? Not only does this reptilian tree lizard already look awesome, but has Mega Evolution and shiny forms that are some of my favorite designs to look at. Sceptile's potential moveset can be versatile, as it can learn the grass moves like Leaf Storm, Solar Beam, Bullet Seed, Frenzy Plant, and my personal favorite, Leaf Blade. Pokédex entries describe Sceptile as incredibly agile, unmatched in jungle combat, leaping from tall tree branches as well as being able to slice thick trees using the leaves that grow from its body. What other character is the only character that can beat Waluigi as the ultimate meme pick from Nintendo, as well as being the best choice for an indie representative in Smash roster? Sans, the laid-back, lazy, but yet all-powerful Skeleton Man, comes in as a runner-up of my most wanted character in Smash. Sans is known as a friendly and comedic support character in the neutral and pacifist run of Undertale, but kill everything in sight including his brother Papyrus and you unlock the most brutal boss fight in the game, as well as bless your ears with one of the most popular and well-known final boss themes thanks to the internet culture. No doubt that Sans would be a great goofy but edgy newcomer to the Smash series, but what I desire the most is to hear the music of Undertale and Smash Ultimate, because although Megalovania is insanely popular as I've already stated, truth is there are a lot more catchy and epic music tracks like some of my other favorites like Bone Trousle and Spider Dance. We know the fandom is huge, stemming from a similar demographic to that of the Sonic series, so this pick will no doubt make lots of people happy, and such inclusion could potentially bring that community over to Smash. Whereas Banjo-Kazooie would be a good pick to show the close relationship between Nintendo and Microsoft, this last pick is reminiscent of a time when Nintendo had a fire under their butts and was competing with their biggest rival in gaming history. At the climax of the console wars, underdog company Sony released the Sony PlayStation. One of their two mascots was none other than the cute little purple dragon Spyro, who was also a bit of a smartass. Spyro was created for the sole purpose of stealing Nintendo's audience, as at the time, Nintendo's kid-friendly environment proved to be selling its console the best. But don't let that deter you from Spyro's likable, witty, and sassy nature. Why such a big icon of the early gaming industry has not made it into the Smash roster is baffling, and if there was a time to show some respect to one of Nintendo's biggest rivals, it is now. With the recent remaster of the original Spyro series, and noting that the similar remaster of the Crash Bandicoot series was released on the Nintendo Switch less than a year ago, it is very possible for Spyro Reignited Trilogy to come to the Switch as well. And what better way to sell the game than to have one of its main characters featured in Smash? The music of Spyro is usually very upbeat, but each world's music tracks were composed to fit many different types of moods. It would be really interesting to hear which they choose to add to the game, as they were all really memorable to me. As for the potential stage, there are lots of possibilities, as the settings were colorful and magical, but sometimes dark and peaceful. Spyro has an abundance of attacks and abilities that could easily make up a fun and unique moveset. As such an important piece of gaming history, Spyro takes it as my most wanted character for Smash. There you have it, my top 5 characters I would want to see in Smash. I could have gone on and on about each of my picks, but this wasn't to convince you, it was just to list the characters I'd want to see the most in Smash. That being said, we each have our own list of characters, so post your top 5 in the comments. Anyways, that's it for now. Like and subscribe if you want to see more great videos like this. Ivan, signing off.